Think about a time when it was any time in school where you looking at the teacher and everybody ready to move on, but then it's like a few kids that just don't grasp the concept of what the teacher's trying to say, even if they consciously trying at the time. It only get worse as the grades get higher. More and more people conceptually can't grasp what the teacher is trying to tell them, or they just lose interest in school altogether because school is stupid and it's brainwashing. So there's two different branch offs that happen, but there are still people in there consciously trying to grasp concepts that they can't. So it's like, it's almost up to somebody to like really break it down to like alchemize the whole information thing and present it in a different way, because you can bring up their interest. Like if you brought up an interest of that one person who can't grasp it, and you related all the information to something that they was good in, like maybe music or sports or something, you know what I mean? Like, it would be easier for them to grasp. So this is my attempt.
In this first segment, I'm gonna be talking about the human body and the aura field, the arc field, or the energy that the human body releases, right? And you kind of already know about this because you will hear people say stuff like, he has positive energy, you have negative energy, right? Pretty much with that being said, somebody having positive energy or somebody having negative energy, that sound like it's based in your thoughts and how whatever is structured up in your head has a play in the structure or your art field, and not only just what you eat or the condition of your body, right? It's gonna be, but come up here too. So, but we're gonna get into it and you're gonna start understanding it a little bit more.
The following film shows the human energy field radiating outward from the body. It dynamically changes based on the physical conditions, the feeling states, the motivations of the person, in interaction with energy radiation from objects and living things. The existence of the human energy field, or the aura, was validated and studied by over 12 years of high-frequency recordings. This film shows the field not ordinarily seen, but now visible. Like all living things, this little dog has a sizable radiant field, even when he sits quietly. Notice now, as he greets his master, the obvious love and affection between them increases the dynamic radiation from their bodies, even the dog's tail and the man's head. No wonder so many people have pets who give them pleasure and provide a vital field of energy to interact with. Wherever there is motion in the universe, there is increased flow in the field that humans interact with. See the explosive activity from the waves and from his body. Also, the electromagnetic field of the body is negatively charged or ionized, as are waves or tumbling water, which further expands and heightens his field, giving a physical exuberance and emotional excitement. No wonder that a day at the beach is so exhilarating and vitalizing. We all love a babbling brook and the freshness of outdoor vegetation and mountains. Most of us believe that it is relaxation and beauty which refreshes us. From our research, we have discovered that living plants and rarefied atmosphere provide a richer field of negative ions, which heightens and replenishes our own energy field. Notice that the man's field becomes light in color and high in frequency. It sparkles and radiates some distance from his body. See that as the child moves into the mother's field, the affection between them changes the overall field to a pink color. Individuals' fields blend and enhance when there is a warm, caring relationship. These energy fields are the largest and the whitest that we have shown. She is oming. On the breath inhalation, the radiant field diminishes, and on exhalation, it expands and envelops the child. We have known for a long time that Gregorian chants, oming, humming, singing, and whistling create an energy which perks up emotions and brings an expanded consciousness.
So that was just one of your bodies. So let me explain the concept. You have 7, let's just start out and say you have 7 different energy bodies. This one being one, the physical body. Another one is an easy way to explain it. When you dream every night, right? That dream, you have a body in that dream and it's not this one, right? That's your dream body, your astral body. You getting it? You have an emotional body. You have a mental body. Let's say you talking inside your head and you hear, you're not speaking physically, but you hear the voice inside your head. That's a form of another body. And the concept of body doesn't have to be arm, leg, arm, head, right? It could be something quantum, very small, something macro, big. It's just, so body doesn't have to be, it look like this. It's just a way to embody that certain characteristic of who you are. So just watch this.
You're actually out of the body when you're dreaming at night. So when you sleep for 7 or 8 hours, you're going to spend 3 hours. This is medical studies now. This is hard no science now. We've known this since the 1950s when we discovered the 4 brainwaves. You spend 3 hours out of the body into the 5th dimension. The question is, where do you go? Most people, because they don't know what they're doing, or because they're arguing with their wife, or they're worrying about problems, or because they had too many drugs, they go to the lower astral plane. That's a very bad neighborhood.
Like hell.
Well, except you can get out of it. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's like purgatory. Okay?
Purgatory, okay.
Whereas if you use the techniques I described in psychic protection techniques and more positive things, you can leave through the crown chakra, not through the 3rd chakra, which will take you to the lower astral. If you go to the crown chakra, which is where you want to go, now you go to the upper astral plane or the causal, mental, etheric, or even soul plane. Those are all positive dimensions.
Okay, you see what he just said. I was saying your physical aura can be affected by your thoughts. And your thoughts will dictate how your physical aura is displayed. But this man just said when you dream, based on your thoughts is where you exit your body. So if you're having positive thoughts, you exit from your upper body and you go to a positive dimension. If you're having bad thoughts, then you will go to lower dimensions, nightmare or a pleasant dream. Pretty interesting, right? Let's keep watching.
Okay, the only 2 negative dimensions are the lower astral plane and this one. We have a lot of problems here, but the other dimensions are all positive, and each dimension has a sound and certain characteristics that are relevant to it. For example, if you're out of the body and you hear the roar of the sea, you're on the astral plane. If you hear the tinkling of bells like in a New Age bookstore, now you're on the causal plane where the Akashic records are stored. If you hear the sound of running water, you're on the mental plane. And if you hear the buzzing of bees, you're on the etheric plane. Or if you hear the sound of a flute, you're on the soul plane.
Vibration, sound, frequency, they all have a big effect on you, right? So let's think. The question that popped up in my head is, could you produce that sound in the physical here to induce a different dimension in your body or strengthen a different dimension in your body to have more access or more of a exiting platform, right? Answer is yes. But I'm gonna just show you. Next one is gonna seem kind of off, but you'll see where I'm going in the end. Just follow me, follow me.
You might ask, why did the Rockefeller Foundation change the frequency of music in 1953? Well, looking at these 2 pictures, 432 is the natural harmonic resonance. It's essentially nature's sound. 440 is consciousness suppressing, and the government loves us, so obviously they're doing what's best for us. question everything, my friends.
The person who changed the tuning from the original 432 hertz to 440 was also involved in creating the General Education Board. He famously said he didn't want a nation of thinkers, but a nation of workers. If that sounds a bit unbelievable, there are studies suggesting that the 432 hertz frequency can even rewrite DNA and promote healing in the body. Maybe it's something worth considering.
What are you trying to say, Justo? Why would they change the frequency to hurt us, Justo? Why are they doing this to us? It's easy. She already said it. They don't want you to heal. They want you to be a worker. They ended slavery, got 400 years of free labor, right? No, it's still going. You don't think for you. You don't think for you. We think for you. You work, boy. You go to work. You don't think. You don't do nothing. You work. But on a serious note, our body, like in that last video I showed where the water, he turned the switch on and the water started zigzagging. Our body is a lot of water. So what we intake through our ears, it structures us differently. So by them feeding just the general basis of all music is coming at a disruptive frequency, all your cells are disrupted. You can't align. How can you align and you got disrupted cells? Why do they not want you to align? That's the question. Why do they not want you to align? Let's see if I can find something.
Ancestral memory is real. That's right. And they've already identified that portion in the brain where those ancestral memories reside. They know it's real. So we carry within us the memory of all of those Africans dating back to 300,000 years ago. But they knew, you have the capacity to know. But it's about centering your mind. It's about being clear about who you are, and more importantly, who you are not.
I'll give you a new word today. To tap into ancestral memory, you'll have hit into the hard drive of the supersonic information of your past, your present, and your future. To tap into your ancestral memory, you will have solved the problems of your immediate life. Because in that ancestral memory is your land. In that ancestral memory is your inheritance, are your skills, are your weaknesses, are your strengths, above all, your talents, and most intentionally, even your marriage circles. Who must you marry, which totems, which family bloodlines go.
So the suns are servers. That's what a sun does. It serves the planets around it. But it also is a server, like an electrical server. So everything on the planets around that sun uploads their information to the sun. This is where they even get the idea of store it in the clouds or store it in the heavens from. Because nature does that naturally. The planet talks to the sun talks to the planet. So if the planet needs some assistance from the sun, it asks for it, and it will actually send that energy.
And we call that Akashic.
The Akashic record is recorded around a planet or around an entity. It's the energetic record keeping system. They came up with a quote-unquote man-made version of that, and they call it the cloud. They're sending it up to the cloud. And they released that in a movie a long time ago. I think it was called Eon Flux or something. It had Charlize Theron in there, where they're telling you they're storing everything in this big dirigible balloon floating at 80,000 feet up in the sky. And it kept all the data. And it ran this future world where everything was based on them knowing everything and recording everything. And the reason they kept it at like 100,000 feet in the sky, so people couldn't get to it. But she figured out, as a warrior, and then they figured out how to get to the. So the same idea, but it's based on nature. Nature sends everything to the planet. The planet has an aura. She has an auric field, which we can see when the aurora borealis comes through. You can see that there's an aura around the planet. So everyone who chooses to come here and born here, you can download information from the Akashic record. You also have a record inside of you. Your DNA is a record of all the bloodlines history. So you were born into a bloodline. And in that blood is a line of information. Million years or however many years back.
Yeah.
So they call it blood.
How long does your DNA go back to?
It could go back for billions of years.
Wow.
So imagine that. That's why I always tell people to have a visual. When I walk with 1 million people behind me, at least. So I'm the tip of the spear. My spear is 1 million deep. So you walk without fear. So I'm never alone. I never go into any battle, any situation, anything by myself. Because literally in science, you cannot be by yourself. If you have 1 million people, at least inside of your DNA,
people that understand that if you can begin to change the patterns in the field, you can change matter. It's not matter that emits the field. It's the field that creates matter. If you change the field, you change matter. You don't change the tumor, you change the pattern in the field, and the hologram of the tumor changes. So now this group of people say, well, God, if I'm truly in the quantum field, there's no separation. I don't actually have to have the person in front of me that we're healing. I just need a picture or a coordinate. And my thought will connect me to them because there's no separation. I'm connected to everything in the unified field. The unified field, the invisible field of energy that connects everything material. If I get there, then I don't need to be in the presence of that person. Like, that's how powerful you are.
And by the way, we're not black. How about that? We're not black. We're Indian. Yeah. We're Native American. Yeah. How many of y'all grandmothers got Indian in your family?
Yeah, I'm Indian.
Wait a second, but what happened to the Indians? We black. Show me black on the planet.
Solar people, we are children of the sun because we are made of biochemical makeup called carbon or melanin or sugar, and this literally eats the ultraviolet sun rays of the sun and it converts it over into cholesterol. The cholesterol convert these things over into polymers. Now we got biofuels and we go through an iontrophorophysis photosynthesis just the same way like chloroplasts and plants do, and this is what gives us vitality and give us fuel for our vehicle. And that's the reason why when we breathe out carbon dioxide from breaking down and metabolizing carbon, guess who eats that carbon dioxide? The plants. Then the plants breathe out oxygen, then we breathe in the oxygen and we metabolize the oxygen. It breaks down into carbon dioxide and sulfur. Guess who eats the sulfur? The sun. It's a relationship going on here, y'all. A relationship. Showing you that you are nature. You're a part of nature, and the only thing that's going to heal you, so-called black men and black women, is nature. We got to talk.
We have to align. We have to connect back with our DNA. We have to make our body in harmony with itself so we can access our DNA. With all these different things that's working against us, our clothes, fucked up frequencies, fucked up fabrics in our clothes, lowering our vibratory rate. The music that we explained earlier is disruptive to your cells. All these different things, the chemicals in the air, the ways they try to make us live, is all making you have no connection with you or who you are. We have to find out who we are. Stuff was stolen from us. We have things that are stolen that you have an inheritance that you're not getting. So it's like, that's why. It's something that fucked some shit up.
Saying that we all come from Africa, that's the biggest damn lie. Indian, indigo, black, natives, we the real indigenous tribe. I'm the original man of America, due to the mitochondrial E. So that means every single last race in this world come from me. So if I created you, how the fuck you on my land first? Trying to claim my shit, man, I've been history. My people was done the worst. You not no native? Please just be honest. You really a $5 Indian? Pay $5 to take my land. You know you a fraud. You not one of them. The government changed our name just so we don't get no reparations. Colored, black, Negro, African American is what they changed our name to. We is the Cherokee, we is the Iroquois and the Apache. We is the Cheyenne, we the Calyphians, we the American Aboriginal Native man. Comment part 2. If y'all want me to go deeper, tired of people saying we African when we is the original people. That's why we do not know ourselves. We really
Family, protect yourself. The conclusion I come up with, pretty much, it's something on the planet that's not of nature, that's not conducive with the sun, that's not for you. But I'm gonna be back and I'm gonna just try to put more of these puzzle pieces together for myself and for you. For everybody. Peace.
Fuck on the edge. Hey, pipe up, man. Tell them on the interior.